My question is about the Founding Fathers and the way we interpret that history. I've recently been reading A People's History of the United States by the late historian and activist Howard Zinn.
Yes.
And he proposes, amen, and he proposes that our awe toward the founders, our sense of their nobility and the grandeur of their ideas can sometimes mask what the true effects of the Constitution might have been. In particular, he says that we should analyze the Constitution through its economic rather than its political methods. And I just wondered about your thoughts on that.
Zen, I liked him very much, and I agreed with much that he professed, but I don't agree with everything he professed. I think it's important to take an economic interpretation of lots about life and history, but I would not make it dominant else that history is. I think it's a great mistake to see the founders as godlike characters. They were human beings. There isn't one of them that didn't have his failings or faults, some of them grievous failings and faults. And they were inconsistent. To say that they were all devout Christians, for example, is not true. Now, some were very devout, some were middle devout, some were hardly devout, and some were agnostics, and they were human beings, and they had ideas. Now, one reason I like John Adams so much is that John Adams is the only founding father who never owned a slave as a matter of principle. So when we professed all men are created equal, who are we kidding? And Adams and Jefferson were not participants in the Constitution, but the Constitution, which was done in Philadelphia in the summer of 1787, was in many ways an extraordinary and immortal achievement. But much of it was simply derived out of English tradition, English history, and some of it was grievously avoiding the issue. It's very interesting. We're raised, educated that the Articles of Confederation were inadequate, weak, that didn't give us a strong executive, etc., etc. But let's not forget that every time you have a winner, you shouldn't throw away what came in second, because sometimes what came in second was in some ways superior to what came in first.
Conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. All men are created equal. No.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed with certain inalienable rights, life and liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us strong. The ability to recognize our common humanity, to remember that in this country, equality and opportunity are not just words on a piece of paper. They're not just words in the mouths of politicians. They are promises to be kept. And that is our calling now, to keep those promises for the next generation. No matter which way the political winds shift, I will stand with you for that better future.